Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today's training is going to be a little different than your normal training. And there's a reason why. There are a lot of great trainers out there. When I mean a lot, man, there are a lot. You know, Hennon and B-Ball Education 101 and many others who have put kids through college and help kids train and all this good stuff. But the reason why I'm talking about these two today is because we lost a young athlete on January 16th, 2025. And this young athlete was a pretty good one. And he had the grades, things that a lot of young athletes would love. The athleticism plus the grades and, family, the family backing. And, a lot of athletes don't have that. I'm going to give you a little background on myself so you can see why I understand what happened in this scenario. I was born in Southern Cali, Moreno Valley in the crack era. Okay, look, it was everywhere. It was nothing but gangs and crack. The federal government dropped it in our neighborhoods and said, hey, deal with it, right? So going through all this turmoil, my parents got divorced, and it was nothing but trouble. My mom had to work 2 jobs. My uncles were gang members, and they were the ones watching us. I had my other side of the family who my uncles and stuff weren't gang affiliated at all, but we hardly seen them when my mom and dad got divorced, right? I'm an old person, man. I'm not that young, all right? But when I moved to the East Coast and I picked up basketball because I was a hell of an athlete. In California, I played baseball. When I was 13, I played with the 16-year-olds. And I moved out here and I loved the basketball when I first started playing it, but I didn't know how to play. And the coach seen my athleticism and he said, hey, man, if you want to learn how to play, I'll teach you. And you got to come out here every day. So I showed up every day in the hot sun with a gallon of frozen water and some regular water and some peanut butter sandwiches. And, I balled. I balled all day. And then when I got to high school, I made the 9th grade team, then a 10th grade team, and an 11th grade team. And I made all county and second teams. And then next thing you know, poof. I did not have the mental acuity or the perseverance as a young athlete to make my dreams become a reality. I played with professional players. I played with Purvis Ellison. I played with LeBradford Smith when they were both Washington Bullets. Notice I said Bullets. I did not say Wizards. I had a chance to play with Muggsy Bogues. I had a chance to, this is when I was, first moved here. David Wingate's cousin was the rec guide. And, David Wingate came down. And, so it was a good time for me. But my mental acuity was not there. And mistake after mistake after mistake, then I dropped out, then I shot somebody, then I went to prison. I played with street ball lessons in prison, they like Skip Wise, and then I got out, and I probably should have kept playing, but nobody taught me either of these. Because if they did, I would have kept going. Sometimes you need the extra help to keep the younger generation from making the same mistakes like the young man did in Pennsylvania. His mistake was he was living a 2-pronged life. In the daytime, he wanted to be this student who was loved by his parents and his teachers and his coaches. But in the night, But when it came to nighttime, he was a rapper, a gangster rapper. Now, listen, I don't know the background story of this young man, but I can tell you this: he did not have mental acuity, or he did not have perseverance. And I have a young son who, like me, started in ninth grade. He's not as athletic as I was, but man, this young guy, I taught him how to play the game, and his skill is phenomenal. He just hasn't had a chance to play because he got injured once, and then a bad AAU team, and but if you go look on his page at Kai, man, 2008, you'll be like, God damn, he's only been playing 2 years. The point I'm trying to make is I have to teach my son this mental acuity and perseverance so he does not make the same mistakes that I made. Because look, the streets are easy to fall into and very hard to get out of. And if I have a chance to just talk and keep each and every one of you young athletes from committing the same mistakes that I have done, or people before and after me, then it makes me a better person inside, and I love it. I feel for this young man's mother because he was shot in front of her. We as adults and young and trainers, we need to start teaching these kids not only the skills on the court and telling kids to take what you're learning on the court and apply it to your life. Now, we need to give them skill life lessons. We need to take 10 minutes every day and talk to any kid you can and ask them, hey, how's life going? How's your nightlife? Who you hanging out with? What you doing? Because there's no way that they weren't supposed to know that this kid wasn't out there doing gangster rap. Everybody was supposed to know that. I blame his friends. One thing's about friends, boy, they'll fry you in the end. And that's what his friends did, because, a friend would have took him and said, hey, man, bruh, that's not your life. Go ahead and keep with the school books. Let's see you in the game. Let's see you make it somewhere. He did not have the perseverance, the persistence in doing something despite the ability and difficulty. I feel that it's time that if we do this and we start teaching these young kids better about how to keep going inside the sport, because right now, I don't teach kids just how to play basketball. That's the easy part. It's teaching them what they can do if they don't make it in basketball is the hard part. I wish somebody would have taught me there are more things in basketball than just the playing part, because then I would have probably had more perseverance to keep going. Even when I got out of prison, I probably would have just kept trying to go. But a lot of people think that it's, you either make it or you don't. But it's not true. We could be general managers of teams, coaches, athletic directors, trainers, referees, media, all in the realm of the sport that you love to play. The only reason why I'm pouring my heart out in this aspect about these two words is because they're needed. They're needed to keep our children safe off the street and to keep playing the game that they love, whether it's basketball, football, lacrosse, baseball, soccer. I don't care what it is. We have to teach them more than just the sport at that time. You need to teach them what that sport will be in 5 to 10 years. Will you be in it? Will you be working in it? Will you be you know, loving the game even though you're not playing the game. If we do this, we will build a tighter community amongst all sports people. Because this young man, Noah, he is not the first and he will not be the last. But it's time that it has come to pass that we take these athletes, because I'm going to tell you, you go to any federal government or anything like that, most of all their workers were past athletes, man. I tell my son, I don't know any of my friends who went to college for the sport they played, and I got a lot of them. Some of them are professional athletes, right? I don't know any of them that struggled, who completed what they were supposed to do. But all my friends who were stars that either dropped out or got in trouble, that fell to the streets, every last one of them were struggling, man, including myself, right? I'm an honest dude. I don't got no time for lies. So, I hope this message reaches somebody. I hope that some kid can hear this and know that he does have that mental acuity and perseverance. And if he doesn't, he can go ask a coach. He can go ask a family member. He can ask a friend that can help them on their way without taking them out of their way. Hope it helps. Peace. Keep playing.